Thank you for your interest in buying US property the Canadian way. It's easy for Canadians to buy property in the USA, and it follows a very similar process to that in Canada. And since Florida property is currently very inexpensive, with excellent potential for capital gain, most Canadians blissfully enjoy their investment until they see those capital gains taxed away, or there's an untimely accident or death leading to large legal fees, by which time it's too late to put the documentation required in place. The IRS and local tax authorities treat Canadian second homeowners almost identically to American second homeowners. The suggestion that foreigners pay higher taxes is a myth. Income in the USA is taxed federally by the IRS and also by the local state. While annual operating profits and taxes are usually insignificant, capital gains, which everybody hopes for, are taxed at a rate varying from 15% to over 40%. Which rate would you choose? You will also be taxed in Canada, where similar, usually higher taxes are due. However, there are several trade treaties between Canada and the USA that allow Canadians to deduct the tax they paid in the USA from any tax due in Canada. But to avoid that double taxation, your purchase must be structured so that it's eligible for that tax relief. The USA has a reputation for aggressive litigation. What are your risks for hostile litigation? What protection is desirable and available? Will insurance cover you? Remember, successful claims against you in the USA may be exacted in Canada against your Canadian assets. Though not a pleasant topic for consideration, if documentation avoiding probate or for passing on control in the event of incapacitating illness or death is not in place when required, the remedy is frustrating, expensive, and time-consuming at the worst possible time. Any documentation must be in a form that is conveniently acceptable to the US courts, but if prepared, it is usually not expensive. Because everybody has a different weighted risks and concerns, there is no one-size-fits-all solution. Each purchase must be planned individually, and auxiliary documentation must be organized. It is not part of a conventional transaction, and it is not usually costly. If you are already committed, it may not be too late to adjust your situation. I hope that you will see the importance of working with a realtor who is aware of these situations from both a US and Canadian perspective. So you should buy the Canadian way. Together, let us craft a transaction which carefully fulfills your short-term goals and allows for a successful exit strategy. Together, let us craft a transaction which considers the impact both of US and Canadian tax rules. Together, let us craft a transaction which considers what additional documentation you should prepare to accommodate your purchase in a foreign currency. And let me point out the difference between the obligations of an American agent and those of a Canadian agent. And if you're not Canadian, let's adapt this for your nationality. I'm Anthony Beck, a licensed realtor in both Florida and Canada, and I'd be honored to help you. Since I'm not licensed to give legal or accounting advice, I collaborate with a team of cross-border lawyers and accountants who, like me, are qualified and licensed to practice in Canada and the USA. For more information, without any obligation, please leave a message at the end of this recording. Whatever you decide, thank you for your consideration and good luck in your endeavors.